Oasis Audio presents Living the Asian Century by Kishore Mahbubani. Read for you by Remesh Panicker. Chapter 1. Born Poor. Blame it all on the damn British. After effortlessly colonizing the Indian subcontinent for a century or more, they royally screwed up their departure in 1947. The partition of British India into Muslim-majority Pakistan and Hindu-majority India triggered a mass migration, with Muslims fleeing India to go to Pakistan and Hindus and Sikhs fleeing Pakistan to go to India. Riots and terrible communal violence accompanied these flights, resulting in a mass wave of killings. Up to 18 million people were displaced, and 2 to 3 million people died as they tried to flee Pakistan and India. My mother could easily have been among them. As a young Hindu woman, she grew up in Hyderabad, Sindh, where she was born on August 8, 1925. She was 22 when partition happened. Like many Hindus, she had to flee Pakistan. She managed to get on a train to India with my elder sister Duri, who was just 1 year old. She was in the last car of the train with a few dozen other Hindu women, also with children. They were protected by a single Sikh guard with a single-shot rifle. In the middle of the night, their car was decoupled from the train, stranding all these Hindu women in the middle of the desert. If a Muslim mob had come along, they would have been raped and killed. It was a terrifying night. Fortunately, the next morning, another train came along and literally pushed her stranded car across the border into India. It was a close shave. After her narrow escape from Pakistan in August 1947, she first ended up in Mumbai, then called Bombay, as she had many relatives there. These relatives helped to arrange a passage by ship to Singapore in January 1948, as my father had already moved back there, which was why I was conceived in Singapore and born there in October 1948. All this happened only because my father had been sent to work as a peon for 5 cents a day in Singapore in 1933, when he was 13 years old. Hence, my being born in Singapore was an accident. I could just as easily have been born in any corner of the British Empire, where the sun never set in 1948. As independence approached in the Indian subcontinent in the 1940s, and as troubles between Hindus and Muslims increased, partly stoked by British divide-and-rule policies, my Hindu Sindhi ancestors began to flee from Hyderabad and Karachi, where they were an imperiled minority. The killings began before partition. My father told me that a Muslim mob had brought the dead body of his brother to his family home in Hyderabad to ask if he was a member of his family. Wisely, the family had denied that the dead body belonged to them. If they had accepted it, they could all have been slaughtered. Given this violence, and it must be emphasized that both Hindus and Muslims carried out these killings, it's not surprising that my relatives fled to all areas of the earth to seek safety and prosperity. One little-known fact about Sindhis is that they are remarkably entrepreneurial. When the Hindu Sindhis began to flee from what became Pakistan in 1947, they went to all corners of the world, often to cities where Sindhi merchants had already been operating since the late 1800s, and amazingly succeeded in many different environments. I can say this with confidence since I have first cousins sprinkled all around the globe, in Guyana and Suriname in South America, in Nigeria and Ghana, in Africa, in Hong Kong and Tokyo in East Asia, and of course in Mumbai and Calcutta. I could just as easily have been born in any of these places. The first stroke of good luck in my life was to be born in Singapore. I'm absolutely sure that if I hadn't been born in Singapore, I wouldn't have had the life I've enjoyed. The accident that led to my being born in Singapore was a result of my father, Mohandas Mahbubani,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?